The MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gam Podcast Network is brought to you by Edge Boost. Bank Gamble for better. Sign up today. Edge Boost bet with work at SGPN to get a $25 deposit bonus. And welcome, everybody, to the MLB Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Gam Podcast Network. It is currently Wednesday evening around 5 p.m. Eastern Time on May 21st. I'm Mercer up to Reichel. Once again, joined by Dylan Rockford together to break down the games here for the Thursday card. Dylan, how's it going with you?
I'm good. Awful bets today. Houston, they couldn't get there. Cincinnati couldn't get there for me either. They got Seattle. They snuck away against White Sox, but other than that, I'm all right. Big game tonight. I'm kind of locked in.
Yep. Overall, kind of the same with me here. Congrats to the Orioles on winning a game. So proud of them. Logan Webb was bad. Hunter Brown was bad. A lot of guys who have normally been good were really bad. So I'm sure a lot of people ended up losing, including myself with Hunter Brown today. But either way, it could be worse. We'll look for I'd say a bounce back in the later portion of the Wednesday card, and we'll look for a bounce back in the Thursday card. Now, do want to ask you, though, just out of any I'd say takeaways. The last time I saw you, I'd say it was back when maybe Mets fans weren't so bleak. I feel like it's gone kind of south pretty quickly. I wanted to know your thoughts. How you feeling?
Yeah, you and Mal both. You guys love to ask me when we're down, but not when we're up. Yeah, it sucks. We can't hit the fucking save our life right now. It stinks. Another under. That's what's been profitable. Just blindly bet the Mets team totals under. I mean, they can't hit. Pitching, I think, has been okay. Bullpen's been fine. Pitching's been okay. It's just Juan Soto, man. He's just all of them. Juan Soto, Lindor, Alonso. Hot take, I think Terrence is better than Francisco Alvarez. Starling Marte is not good. Brett Beatty made a few nice plays. Outside of that, I just don't think we're a good hitting team. So blindly bet the Mets unders. That's how I would bet the Mets as of right now.
Yeah, I had the under in the game where Bueller got ejected. And
what were your thoughts on that? Because I know a lot of people were clowning on Lindor. I thought it was a little loser of a move by Lindor, but that's what it is.
Which part? The leaning in or the stolen base? What are you talking about?
No, I thought the leading in was great. Actually,
that's what I'm saying. So, like, which part of your
the part where he's on the base and he's telling the to throw him out.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah,
I mean, it was a pretty easy soundbite once you heard it. Like, he was going to get ejected. I mean, it was just
once he let it go, you knew he was gone.
It was clearly a strike, by the way. But
100%. Do you mind him leaning in though? Because I know a lot of people didn't like that.
I'm not a fan of batters leaning in, especially when you're getting paid that much money. But at the end of the day, it's part of the sport, I guess. You can kind of, if you can get away with it, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. So I understand it. I mean, at the end of the day, it wasn't a good look for Lindor, the leaning in part. But did I really care that much? No. Like, I really didn't care.
Yeah, me either. I was watching and I was like, it is what it is.
No, and the Red Sox won the game anyway.
Exactly.
So it made much of a difference in hindsight, but we'll see what happens. But...
I do have a SpongeBob update for you.
Okay.
Season 2, still episode 19. I got through a few. I'm on the Fry Cook games. Pretty funny one. I'll give them that.
That's a classic one.
Yeah. So
that's a really good one. The ending with the wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought it was actually pretty funny.
Yeah, that's definitely a good one. Did you enjoy Doodle Bob?
Yeah, Doodle Bob was. It was good. Like I said, I'm still on the notion that when I was 11, 12, I would have thought this was way more funny. But
yeah, of course. Yeah,
it's good. Point. Yeah, it's good. I could see how it made millions of dollars.
Yeah, and then it kind of hung on for too long. But I do think that out of the shows that I watched growing up, that was probably the show that I watched the most when I was like 10, maybe around there.
Do you remember Cat Dog?
Yeah, of course.
Legendary
show. But while you were busy watching that, I was busy watching season 1 of True Detective.
How's that? Is that a good show?
So basically, the way I'll describe it, and we got some games to break down.
Yeah.
You have new characters each season.
Mm-hmm.
So each season's kind of like a mini series almost, where you have a unique situation with two detectives trying to solve the crime. Then the end of the season, new characters, new place, new whatever. So season 1 is regarded as being one of the best seasons of television, and it's in a lot of lists of stuff like that. It was McConaughey, and Woody Harrelson, and they're the detective duo for the actual season. I watched the whole thing. It was 8 episodes, so it was short, sweet, to the point. I thought it was solid. I did not think it was, this is some of the best TV I've ever watched in my entire life good, but I thought it was solid. So overall, 8 out of 10.
That's
Thought
good. I was gonna ask if if it lived up to the hype, but
hype.
yeah.
Then again, when you look up a lot of ratings and reviews for shows, and they tell you like this is one of the best seasons you'll ever watch, it's pretty tough to actually reach that conclusion, or tough to reach that mark that's been set.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good season of TV. I had a good time, but did I think it was an all-time great like season of television? No. I thought
People think Breaking Bad is like an all-time classic.
Breaking Bad's usually up there. Better Call Saul's up there too.
Yes, great
which
call.
I think solid too. But look, I'll put it this way: people, including myself, think like Breaking Bad season 4 is the best season of television of that show. I think Breaking Bad season 4 was better than season 1 of True Detective.
Hot take.
If you want to go through The Wire and you want to talk about any of those seasons, I think The Wire was better than that show.
Real quick and last one, and then we could go. The Blacklist. I'm watching that as well. Have you seen that?
I've not seen it in like an actual order, but I've seen a couple episodes. Seems pretty solid.
It's another solid show. Yeah,
I like James Spader. I think he's a good actor.
He makes the show.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
See, Brett Soprano's also included. I did finish watching that like a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
Mob shows are always tricky because of the ending. Because there's really 2 ways it can go, and it's never positive.
No.
I'm not going to spoil The Sopranos, but either everyone dies or someone turns into a rat.
Yeah.
That's the only way these mob shows end, because they're not going to
There's no happy ending.
No, because you don't want the bad guy. I mean, I know it's kind of the bad guy who's the main character. You know that they've done so many heinous things that they're not going to be able to get away with it. So you kind of have to get rid of them in some aspect at the end of it. It's like Goodfellas. So you sit through the main characters for 2 hours. We're like, oh, it's great. And then it's like, oh no, what happened? He turns into a rat and joins the witness protection program. like you're not going to get a happy ending out of it. Like the ending's going to be underwhelming. So Sopranos ending, people say, is the worst ending of like the elite shows. How do you want it to end?
Some people claim that they knew. Some people claim that they knew how it was supposed to end and that it was actually good. Where they're all. Well, I don't want to spoil if people haven't watched it, but
show came out 20 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, it is a great show. Ending left a lot of it was a cliffhanger. Left a lot of people with unanswers, but exactly, I agree. I think how do you want it to end? It could either end 2 ways: either you turn into a rat, or
he dies.
Or they just die. Or they just die. So,
but you'll never see a mob movie, even like Wolf of Wall Street, which is not really a mob movie, but it's about like degeneracy, where the main character is just an absolute psycho, basically. It never will end positively. It's always going to involve a crash down. And the question is, how do you want the crash down to end? That's basically how all these mob movies and shows end.
And they're all Italian.
Yeah, pretty much. So that too.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they all have to be, because wasn't there like Boardwalk Empire? I don't know if Buscemi played.
Show. I actually just told my friend about that show.
I don't know if Buscemi played an Italian guy, but he was in the mob though.
No.
So you don't have to be Italian, but it's kind of the same idea.
No, and I think there was another one with Matt Damon when they're up there in Boston. I think they're Irish.
Departed?
Yeah. Great. Yep. There you go.
That's a very good movie.
That's a great movie.
Very good movie. But
we should start a podcast of just rating shows and movies.
I still think that's Mark Wahlberg's best work. And maybe it's a less is more thing, because he was good in The Fighter too, but I feel like he was just solid in that movie. So that's how I look at it.
That's a great movie.
Very good. Good cast too.
Yeah.
That's the first movie with DiCaprio and Damon together, which I thought was pretty cool. But anyway, and of course you have Jack, who's in there too.
Legend. They're all legends.
Legend too. But anyway, Tony Montana, good call. Definitely not Italian. So that's definitely a good call too. With Tony Montana. Call. He also dies. Spoiler. Movie came out 40 years ago. Anyway, time to move on into the actual card for the Thursday games. Before we get into that, the reminder, they do have a discount code right now on the merch store. If you go to the code, if you use the website and use the code DGENS at checkout, 20% off everything in the merch store. Time to move on to the actual card here for Thursday. Starting off with some baseball, have the Rangers against the Yankees. For this game, you have Eovaldi against Rodon. Rodon's been pretty good this season. 5-3, 3.17 ERA. However, Eovaldi has been Cy Young good. He's 4-2 with a 1.61 ERA. For the money line, the Yankees are minus 160. For the Rangers, plus 135. Over-unders at 7.5. Now, I understand the Yankees are the better offensive team. Rangers' offense has really not done much recently, but Eovaldi has been really, really good. 7.5, though, feels a bit high to me. I like the under. I'll go first first 5 under. If you can get 4, potentially juiced under, I like it. Values on the Rangers. The fact that Eovaldi's been elite and it's plus 135, I think has value. But I go with the first 5 under as well. Give me a low scoring game.
Yeah, I would agree. I think under is the play. Just look at his last few games. Anthony Eovaldi's just been shoving. I made my total 7.3, but you're right. The value is with the Rangers plus 135. I only made the Rangers, or I made the Yankees, excuse me, a minus 130 favorite. I think Carlos Rodon has been fine, but he does walk a little too many batters for my liking. I just think Nathan Eovaldi, he's just been the better pitcher. Maybe top 5 in the league. His last 3 starts on the road, only 1 run given up in 19 innings. He doesn't give up the long ball, so I think he'll be able to limit the Yankees. Plus, it's going to be a cold, rainy day. Winds blowing in New York, so it's actually really fucking cold today too. So I think the total's a little high. I would take the first 5 under, like Scott said, and I would also take the value with the Rangers.
Yeah, I even checked outside. It was pretty cold and
Yeah.
decided to just stay on my couch and watch your Euro League soccer. So
I thought it's Memorial Days this weekend, right? It's supposed to be summer.
Yes, it's supposed to be. Keyword supposed to.
Yeah.
Or key phrase there. But yeah, ended up just sitting on my couch watching Europa League. Congrats to Tottenham, by the way, for winning their first title in 17 years. But
Wow.
anyway, shout out to Man U for being terrible at soccer. Moving on to the next matchup, though. You have the Padres against the Blue Jays. For this one, you have Kolek against Francis, minus 110 apiece. For the over-under in this game, I see the line being set at 9. Now, Francis has been quite bad this season, 2-6, 5.63 ERA. Kolek's been great, 2-1, 2.33 ERA, ERA of 0 on the road, but he did get shelled the last start against the Mariners, giving up 5 runs in 5 innings. Also gave up 3 home runs in that start. For this one, I'm going with the Padres. I think Toronto is not that great. Now, the AL East is not very good. Blue Jays are 1 under. They've been decent. But San Diego's been the better team. Kolek's been better than Francis. Good enough for me. I think minus 110 is cheap. Give me San Diego.
Yeah, I would agree. Minus 108, minus 110. Even though they're not playing the best baseball, I think the Padres are the right side here. My numbers made them a minus 120 favorite. Small sample size, but Stephen Kolek, he's pretty good for the Padres on the road. 0 runs given up in 13 and 1/3 inning. After our last start versus the Mariners, that was at home. Now going back on the road where he is better, I think this could be a nice bounce back spot for him. And frankly, I just don't trust Bowden Francis right now. He's been bad in the month of May. He's given up 3+ runs in 5 straight games. This could be a kind of game where the Padres offense kind of gets rolling as well. So minus 110, I think, is a very fair price as well. So yeah, I'm on San Diego as well.
Yeah. Moving on to the next game. For this one, you have a matchup between the Phillies and the Rockies. Yeah, the Rockies have gotten their asses kicked so far in the series, but what else is new? Phillies are minus 290. Yeah, 290 on the road. The Rockies are plus 235. You have Suarez against Marquez. Suarez 2-0, 5.09 ERA. Marquez 1-6, 8.78 ERA. But he has been, I'd say, yeah, he's been awful all season long. He had 1 good outing against the Padres. Then he immediately got shelled by the Diamondbacks to start after. Give up 7 runs, 5 earned in 3 innings. So both pitchers' ERAs are pretty high, but Suarez we know is better as based on the numbers this season. For the run line, Phillies minus 1.5, minus 194 basically. So 2.5 will probably be juiced. So definitely ugly. I'll ask you though, what do you like in this one? Because I think I'm on the over. I really can't back Philly minus 2.5 laying juice. I just feel like that's a bit much for me. Suarez, though, pitches to contact. It's in Coors, could be dangerous. Marquez has been really bad. I'll go with the over. I think the Phillies can score 7 or 8, but I do think the Colorado Rockies can actually score some runs here. I'll go with the over in this.
Do you have a price for the minus 2.5?
I can pull it up, but I'm assuming it'll be probably like minus 120.
Oh,
maybe.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah,
they're
I
minus
think
195, minus 1.5. I got to imagine it's
yeah.
going to be minus 120.
That's what I was gonna say. Unless you're getting plus money, then I wouldn't take that. It has to probably be the Phillies team total. We can't take them straight up run line. And like you said, I mean, minus 2.5. If that's laying juice as well, then you got to take the Phillies team total over. The Rockies, they have lost the first two games of this series by 3 or more runs. They're allowing 9, 12, 8, 7 runs in 4 of the last 5 games. And outside of that one solid start for German Marquez against a struggling Padres team, he hasn't been good. 4+ runs given up in 6 of his 7 starts. There's no way, like you said, the Phillies don't score 6, 7 runs. So I would take the team total over. Hopefully it's a 6, 6.5, probably. I would take that over. At least you minus 110, minus 108. But do you have a price on that?
For the over or for the run
Team
line?
total over.
Oh, okay. Let me just see if I could find that. I do, by the way, see if you want to go for the really fun line of the day, minus 3.5 is only plus 110. So
Wow.
there we go.
Yeah.
Definitely not worth it for me, but if you want to do something with it, go nuts. But for the team total on this one, I see the Phillies at around 6.5's minus 137, 7.5's plus 110.
Yeah, that's tough.
I get it, but I'm not
Yeah,
happy about
I
it.
get it,
So,
but I'm not. Yeah, nothing.
yeah, I'll just go with the over instead
Yeah,
for
same,
this one.
same.
Moving on to the next game, you have the Angels against the A's. Now, for the Angels, they have Anderson pitching, who's been good this season, 2-1, 3.04 ERA. Against Severino, 1-4, 4.22 ERA. A's are minus 160, the Angels are plus 135, and the over-under in this game is set at about 10. Now, the Angels have been decent lately. They're only 3 under. They're actually better than the A's right now. A's are 5 under. They're also 7 under at home. Angels, though, we saw sweep the Dodgers and said, you know what, we're not done winning yet. And ended up winning the first 2 games of this series. So I'll ask you, because Anderson's been pretty good. Severino's been up and down, but I think he's been okay too. I think this price is insane. Why would I want to lay 160 with a team that's 8-15 at home? And the Angels have won 5 straight. So give me the Angels. Really? Plus 135? I think it's a great deal. Give me the Angels.
I think I screwed this saying up last time, but I think it goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Is that
That is
it?
correct. Well done.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's keep taking the over. Over 10. I see. I made my total 10.5. The over's been extremely profitable for both teams. 16-12 for the Angels on the road. 15-8 for the over at home for the A's. And Tyler Anderson has been good, but he just got shelled in his last start versus the Dodgers. And to be honest, this might be a bad spot for him as well. A's offense, they rake against left-handed pitchers, 271 on the year. Luis Severino's been terrible at home for the A's. Look at his last 3 starts. All 3 of those games went over this total. He's given up 15 runs in 16 innings. So with the way the Angels have been swinging the bat, you got to take them. They're live. They should. I only made the A's a minus 115 favorite. So plus 130 is insane to me. So the value's with the Halos, and I think they're going to get to Severino as well. So it should be another high-scoring game. I'm going to take the over as well.
Yep, I agree. Total's high, but once again, it's in the Sacramento ballpark where every game has like 15 runs. So that's good enough for me. I'll go with the over on that too. Before we get into any of the other games for the Thursday card, a reminder that we are brought to you by our sponsor, which is Edgeboost. They are the first ever banking company for bettors. And a reminder, you can also use it to ensure that all your transactions for gambling are approved. No usage fees, no minimum balance, on cash rewards as well. 100% approval. For open deposit, sign up today. Edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN, and deposit $25. Edgeboost deposit. Edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy because they just have they just launched a new promo because they're going along for the NBA playoffs with your extender bonus, hop in game 1, and the longer the series goes, the bigger the bonus gets. So try it out tonight with the Knicks game 1 against the Pacers. A reminder though, when you do sign up for your new account, use the promo code MLBSGPN. You get a special pick and a first-time deposit offer up to $1K. Bonus credit on Underdog Fantasy, promo code MLBSGPN. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Finished going through the first couple games on the card for Thursday. Time to keep it rolling. Moving on to the Guardians against the Twins. Now, they are playing the second game of it's not really a doubleheader. It's like a 1.5 header because they were continuing a suspended game, and they're playing right now the second game. So point is they should be pretty spent with the bullpens. We'll see how they look in this one. For this game, you have Ciccone against Flaherty, both pitchers who have really not been good. Flaherty, 2-5, 4.44 ERA. Ciccone, 0-1, 5.4 ERA. Tigers, though, -135. Guardians, +115. Over-under is set at 8. Tigers, though, have been great this season, 33-17. They're 17-5 at home. They're an absolute wagon. And Cleveland is a classic Cleveland team where the offense feels average at best and they're kind of treading. So I'll ask you for this game because I do think Flaherty, despite struggling, is better than Ciccone, and I do think Detroit right now is the best team in the American League. So I'm going with Detroit at home at -135.
Yeah, -135 is insane. I made him a -155 favorite, so I like him. Even first 5 -1/2, I think that's a good play as well. Guardians, they continue to slump. They've lost 5 straight. They aren't scoring runs. Their bullpen's getting worse as well.
By the way, apologies. I accidentally wrote down Guardians Tigers. I wrote down Guardians Twins. I meant Guardians Tigers. Apologies.
Oh, no,
My
it's
bad.
all good. I thought I
Sorry.
fucked up.
No, it was me. It was my bad. No, I got
Uh,
so caught up with the games that got postponed. I
Yeah.
accidentally wrote Twins down. So apologies. I
No,
meant
you're
Tigers.
good. You're good. But yeah, 33-17 Tigers. They're the best team in baseball. No, there's no way around it. Especially at home, 17-5. Jack Flaherty's been good. And I think it was smart. He was supposed to go today, but they're saving him for game 1 of a divisional matchup. I think that's actually smarter on their part from Hinch. So, he's only had one poor start this season, Jack Flaherty, but he followed it up with the win in his last start versus the Blue Jays. They have a top 10 bullpen as well. So even if he doesn't really give them too much length, which I don't think is going to be the case here, they'll be just fine. The offense is continuing to rolling here at home. They're just a much better team. So -135 seems like kind of a steal. I'll agree with you. I'll take Detroit here.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, they're a team that I don't want to say is being disrespected constantly because we know that they're favored in these games, but they should be bigger favorites. In a lot of these games, you're looking at their record and they're almost, once again, 2 times more wins than losses. I just find 135 kind of egregious. I feel like it should be a lot higher.
And they're profitable as the favorite. They're 22-6 on the year as the favorite.
Yeah, they're great. They're
Yeah.
17-5 at home. Ciccone's been really bad. I
Mhm.
feel like this should be -150, -160. I know Flaherty's not been great. I understand that, but it does feel like something is a bit off with this pricing on a regular basis for Detroit. They
Yeah,
should
it's
be
not
bigger
just this
favorites
game.
more often than not. Yeah, that's how
Yeah.
I feel. So
I agree.
I'm glad we agree on that. Moving on to the next game, you have the Brewers against the Pirates. Now, for this game, you have undecided against, I see Molodzinski, but I'm pretty sure he got demoted.
Yeah,
So
and that's not him.
I was going to say, so I actually don't know who's pitching for the Pirates in this game. Do I see an update on anything? No. So for the sake of this, let's assume we don't know anything about who's pitching. So I see the Brewers money line at around, trying to find the exact pricing here. I see -124. Pirates are +106. For the over-under, I see 9. Once again, I don't know who's pitching for either team. Brewers lost in extras to the Orioles in the finale. Pittsburgh had a pretty weird series against the Reds where they were able to win a game, but they ended up actually winning the series. They ended up winning the final 2 games. So good for Pittsburgh to win the series, but they're still very bad as they are 17-33. The team can't score. We know this. Do you like the under, even if you don't know who's pitching? Because I don't trust either offense to do anything, but it's tough to break it down without knowing who's available. So I guess I'll go with the Brewers, but I'm not going to bet this game. Even if I knew the pitchers, I wouldn't bet this game. I hate both teams.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's very fair. I think it's gonna be Carlos Rodriguez for the Brewers and Mike Burrows for the Pirates. 2 minor leaguers. I agree. It's a stay away from me as well. Brewers, he's making his first start of the season. I don't care that he's home. They're not good. I know they won 2 in a row, but doesn't really matter to me. The Pirates are not good in my opinion, and the Brewers, they're calling up a guy from the minors as well, Carlos Rodriguez. He's making his first start, but he's 0-3 with a 7 ERA in the minors. So both guys stink. Brewers aren't good on the road. I guess under 9, if anything. My total, if it is these two, came out to 8.2 because just like you said, I just don't trust these offenses. So, yeah, under if anything. But like you said, I'm not going to bet this game.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a game that you acknowledge and go, well, maybe I should have bet on that. But in reality, no. And nobody's going to watch this game. So just something to keep in mind for that one. Moving on to the next game. You have the Braves against the Nationals for what feels like the 50th time this season. You have Sale against Gore, so a pretty good pitching matchup on paper. Braves are -160. You have the Nationals at plus 135. Sale 2-3, 3.62 ERA. Gore 2-4, 3.67 ERA. Over under is at 7.5. Sale's been pretty up and down so far this season, but he's been very good lately as he has allowed less than 3 earned in 5 straight. So Sale's officially turned it around. He's been really, really good. As for Gore, he got shelled by Baltimore and yet somewhat, I don't want to say survived because he only gave up 2 earned runs. He gave up 10 hits. Baltimore stranded like 16 guys on base, and I believe that was the final game of Hyde's managerial career. But he's been pretty up and down. Now, the Braves have been a psycho team. Nationals are just not very good. I know Cruz got injured, so we'll see how long he's going to be out for. But for this game, do you want to lay 160 with the Braves? Because I actually do think they should be favored in this game. But it's expensive. So I'll ask what you like in this game.
I'm actually going to go with a total here. My total came out to 8.1, so 7.5 at minus 110. Small lean to that. I like the way the Braves have been swinging the bat lately, and I definitely think they will be able to get to Mackenzie Gore, who, like you said, he just gave up 4 runs in his last start against the Cardinals. And, you know, when he's out of the game, do you really trust the Washington bullpen? I don't. They're bottom 5 in the league. I think they're the second worst in the league. And as bad as the Nationals have been, the over has been profitable in DC, 13-10 on the year towards the over. Not because of their offense, because of how bad defensively and their pitching has been. So I don't know. The last 3 games they've gone over this total in 3 straight. Winds are going to be blowing out towards center field tomorrow as well. So yeah, maybe I just trust the Braves offense. I think they'll be going either the full game over, maybe the Braves team total over.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to go with the Braves first 5 minus half a run here. Should be a decent price. Sale's been incredible. Gore's been up and down. I'll put it that way. He's mostly good, but I'd say that he tends to give up maybe 2 or 3. You can't afford to do that against Chris Sale based on current form. So give me the Braves first 5 minus half a run in that one. Moving on to the next game, you have the matchup between the Orioles and the Red Sox. 2 teams who have really not been that great lately, but Boston's been pretty good against the Mets over the last few days. For this one, though, bad pitching matchup. You have Povich against Giolito. So Povich, 5.23 ERA, Giolito, 7.08 ERA for the money line as he Boston at minus 112. Orioles are minus 104. Over-unders at 8.5. 8.5. Yeah, give me the over. These pitchers are horrible. I'll take the over.
Yeah, that one was easy. I almost took the Red Sox money line at minus 112 just because of it's the Orioles.
Yeah.
But then I saw an 8.5. I honestly couldn't believe it. I bet it already. My total came out to 9.8. Just look how bad Lucas Giolito has been in his last 2 starts at home. 6 runs given up in both starts. And I'm not saying the Orioles are about going out here scoring a bunch of runs, but they'll definitely get a few off of Giolito. And Cade Povich, on the other side, he isn't much better either. He's already faced this Red Sox team, and they hit him. The game went over this number. He's backed up. Orioles have a bottom 10 bullpen, so fade of both pitchers. This one's easy. Give me the over as well.
Yep. Moving on to the last game on the card, you have a debut for the season. You have Kirby, who's officially back. I know he missed him because he's a great pitcher, but he has been injured. Now he's officially back against McCullers, who's been really bad. McCullers 0-1, 7.88 ERA. Houston got in their own way against the Rays, and we saw Brown get shelled on Wednesday. So they lost the series to Tampa. For Seattle, they were able to survive against the White Sox, got the sweep, so nice job by them there. Or sorry, they won 2 out of 3. They've won 5 of their last 6, though, so they have been playing well. First place, 3.5 game lead over the Astros and the Rangers, so a good division rivalry here. We'll see what happens. Now, for the actual pricing, for the currently favorite on the road, minus 135. The Astros are plus 115. For the over-under, I see the line being set at 8. Bit weird because Kirby, you don't exactly know what to expect from. We know that he's normally good, but it's his first start all year, and we'll see how he looks against the Houston team that hasn't been good at home lately. However, McCullers has been quite bad. Now, to read off the actual numbers, really bad against the Reds. However, he was really good against the Rangers, gave up 2 runs, and none of them earned. But he's going no distance. He's gone less than 4 1/3 in every outing this season. I'm skeptical. I'll go Seattle. I think they should be a bigger favorite.
Yeah, I want to see George Kirby pitch before I back him. So I don't want to back either pitcher. Lance McCullers kind of up and down. I took the over 8. My total came out to 8.8. George Kirby, like you said, making his first start. And Astros do hit well at home, 268 on the year. And Lance McCullers, he was terrible in his first start at home. He really hasn't gotten his 3 starts. He doesn't really go long into games either. He walks a bunch of batters. And the Mariners offense, like we know, it is a much better on the road. They average a full run more on the road than they do at home. So I do think both offenses will be able to score 4 or 5 runs each. I think we'll get over this total. It's a coin flip. I really don't know who will win. I would lean the Mariners. I only made them a minus 105 favorite. What did you say? They're a minus 111, minus 110?
Seattle, they're minus 135.
Oh, 135. Oh, yeah.
I
Then I would.
understand Seattle maybe like 120. I do want to see if Kirby pitches
Yeah.
well. Maybe just a team total over fade McCullers, so I don't mind that approach. But I think I'm not going to bet this game based on the uncertainty with Kirby, but I think Kirby is much better than McCullers.
Oh, I do too. I just want to see him first, and I want to see how long do you think he'll go?
Kirby?
Do you think for 70, 80 pitches?
I was going to say 80.
Yeah.
I think 80 is a pretty good number to go with.
Yeah, I would agree. So maybe first 5 if you do like Seattle, but I'm going to go full game. I do think both teams will be able to score some runs here.
Yep, but that's going to wrap it up for all the games on the Thursday card. Now it's time for the lock and dog plays. For that, the reminder that we are brought to you by our sponsor, which is, just pulling it up right now, losing track of the tabs, Rhythm, because Rhythm is the home of ADVERTISE picks and props are available for the NBA playoffs, for golf, for MLB, for WNBA as well. They also have a free trial for a week, so try that out. But you can use their discount codes. We do want to sign up for your account. You can use the code SGPN25 for a 25% discount off of each month. Plus, you could use the code SGPN50 for an annual percent discount of 50% off. So keep that in mind. Rhythm promo code SGPN25 or SGPN50. Sign up for the free trial, 7-day free trial by using the link sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITH. We're also brought to you by Circle Ultimate Fantasy Bowl Giveaway, because Circle Resort and Casino, Las Vegas, is giving away the Ultimate Fantasy Bowl experience for a 12-person league to draft in Vegas and be treated like VIPs for your stay. We're going to get a 2-night stay at Circle Resort and Casino for the entire 12-person league. Hold your draft at the Cabana, a stadium swim with a $5,000 food and beverage credit, limited transportation to from the airport, welcome party at Legacy Club for the league, bunch of other perks as well with the package. When you do enter the contest is from May 5th to June 30th. Enter at sportsgamblingpodcast.com circa sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CIRCA. We're also brought to you by MyBookie.ag, because MyBookie is the place in every sport. They have the NBA playoffs, the NHL playoffs, they have baseball, tennis, UFC, you name it. They're also available in 10 locations. Use crypto for links payouts, easy deposits. And once again, when you do sign up for your new account, use the promo code SGPN to get a 100% off match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. MyBookie.ag promo code SGPN. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Finished going through every game on the Thursday card. Time to move on into the lock and dog plays. Dylan, as always, I'll let you go first. What is going to be your dog and then your lock play?
You know me well. Let's go with the dog, and it's going to be the Rangers. First game of the slate that we talked about. The values with Nathan Eovaldi. He's the better pitcher right now. I did make the Yankees a small favorite, but plus 135. The Rangers, I do think he'll be able to limit the Yankees' offense in a cold, rainy day with winds blowing in. I love the under as well, but I think the value is with the Rangers here. Plus 135. Give me the Rangers as my lock. Scott and I, we both agreed. We just don't understand why the price is the way they are sometimes with the Tigers. They're clearly the best baseball team right now. And minus 135 with Jack Flaherty at home. I don't understand it. I'll take it. It's minus 135. I made him a minus 155 favorite. I think that's a really good price. So, yeah, give me the Tigers here at home.
Yeah, so for my lock, give me the under 7.5 in that Yankees and Rangers game. It's at minus 104 on FanDuel. I think the line's too high. Rodon's been good. Eovaldi's been incredible. And the wind is blowing in at around 17 miles per hour tomorrow. Also supposed to be a bit of rain, but it's supposed to be 52, bit of rain, wind blowing in. It's going to be ugly. I see a low-scoring game there, maybe a 4-2 type game. But either way, give me the under 7.5 there as my lock. For my dog, I was wondering if I wanted to go for the Angels on the side or a team total, because I do think they can get the Severino. I'm wondering if I want to go back to the team total, because I actually won with the Diamondbacks team total over as my dog last time out as I swept. But I want to see Severino's numbers at home, just as a reminder, because I know that his splits are pretty noticeable. I want to say Severino's been good at home, but I could be wrong about that. So let me just quickly check if I'm right. No, he's been really bad at home. So I got that backwards. Yeah, I think the Angels get to him. Let me just see what I can get for a total on the Angels, because I do think that the game itself should feature a ton of runs, and I'm not sold on the Angels pitching staff anyway. So if I could avoid them entirely, that's good for me. So let me just quickly see what I can get for the Thursday games here. That's going to be an afternoon game as well over there in Sacramento. For the Angels, though, team total 4.5's minus 110, 5.5's plus 145. Do I think they can win the game without scoring 6+ runs? And I think they can because Anderson's been good. So you know what? Give me the Angels. I'll go with the money line here. But I will go with something a bit different. Give me the Angels first 5 money line in this game. I'll avoid the bullpens. Don't want to bother. Think that the Angels bullpen, especially with Joyce being out for the year, is a mess. So give me the Angels first 5 3-way money line at plus 145. So it's Angels minus 1.5 in the first 5 at plus 145 as my dog. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for the show. Dylan, anything else you want to add?
No, just wish me luck tonight, Scott.
Yep, good luck in game 1. Bing bong. Hopefully it goes in your favor. Either way, though, until next time, find me on Twitter, Reichel Radio. Find him on Twitter at Rock with 2Ks24.